What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be bringing y'all a very special video. Now, this is going to be my dream ideal NBA 2K23 point guard build, showing y'all in NBA 2K23 what I'm going to be looking to make going into the new year. Now, I had to go ahead and remodel this build out of Stephen Curry, but it's also going to remind me like players of Ja Morant and also even Damian Lillard. Now, with this one today, I'm telling y'all, it's going to be really special on the inside for the finishing, especially when it comes down to the shooting. The defense is not going to be a problem on this build, and as you can see from the gameplay, this is exactly how I'm looking to move in NBA 2K24. Now, before we get any further into today's video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with the response. So as you can see from this build, it's going to be able to play exactly like Chef Stephen Curry, and the main thing about this one today is going to be the inside and also how well we're going to be able to finish around the rim. The shooting is definitely the strongest suit of today's build. The playmaking, I can definitely say the same exact thing, but I'm really happy with how today's creation came out to be. So let's go ahead and get started by, of course, putting this one under the point guard position. Now, if you want to, you can definitely make your own adjustments along the way, but this is just to give y'all an idea of what you should be looking to make going into Season 1 on 2K24. Now, moving on to the body settings, the height, put this down one tick to 6'2". As for the weight, I decided to put this to 185, and if you want to, these numbers will also be adjustable. Moving to the wingspan, put this to 6'4", and for the body shape, the one that I think is going to match best is going to be compact. Now, you can go with slight if you want to go that route, and from here, we're all set to move forward with the breakdown of the attributes. So the first area that I do want to start with will be the stamina. So I'm going to max this all the way out to 99. As for the vertical, put this up to a 70. Moving on to the acceleration, this is really optional on this build. So what I decided to do was put this to a 78. Moving on to the speed, like I said earlier, if you want to, these numbers will be adjustable. So I'm going to go with another 78. And if you want to raise this to the max, I can definitely see that as well. Now, to wrap up the strength, put this to a 45. And this is what our physicals will be looking like. And in the new year, I'm pretty sure we're still going to have the same power to adjust these. As for bringing it to the defensive end, go ahead and put that interior up to a 30. Moving to the perimeter, I'm going to go with the 71. The steal, this is optional, but go ahead and put this to a 49. Moving on to the defensive rebound, I'm going to put this to a 72. And right there, as you can see, we get a total of 7 defensive badges. Now, the next 2 ratings go with the 41 block as well as an offensive rebound of a 34. Now, that doesn't change too much for this build, but it's really crucial when it comes to getting the build name and also for the breakdown of the rest of the offense. So as you can see with this area, we do have some pretty good badge selections to start with. And if you do go the extra route to unlock extra badges on this build, I think it's definitely worth it to throw it into the offensive area. As for the playmaking side of things, I'm going to put the pass accuracy up to an 85. Moving on to the ball handle, I decided to go with the max of 92 to get every single dribble animation. And finally, for the speed with ball, you can put this to the max, or I would go with the 78 for a total of 23 badges. Now, yes, these numbers will be different when it comes to 2K24. As for these badges, some of them may remain, they may even change. But as for what we do get on 2K23, I think this is somewhat of what we should be expecting when it comes to the badge layout going into 2K24. Now, to finish everything for the playmaking, I believe we're off to a really good start. As for the shooting, put that mid-range shot up to an 87. Moving to the three-point shot, I'm going to put this to a 94. And as for the free throw, I'm going to go with an 88. And I think this number is really crucial to take it into any game mode, whether it be the 5s or 3s. Now the 3-pointer is definitely going to set you apart from most builds, and the mid-range pairs up really nicely. With these 28 badges, you have pretty much every single badge that you can want on the highest tier. For tier 3, I think all 3 gold badges are perfect. The rest will be Hall of Fame. And as for the new year, something to keep in mind, Mike Wang did confirm that badges will not affect shooting percentages or the green window in the new year. Now as for this driving layup, I'm going to put this to a 91. Moving on to the close shot, I'm going to put this to a 90. And right there, as you can see, this build is really strong in this area. And the rest of the attributes, I'm going to go with the 36 driving dunk, 35 post control, and with these 15 badges, I think we have everything needed to be effective to be an inside finisher, especially with layups. If you wanted to go the extra route to put more towards your driving dunk, that's something I could see as well. But moving into the new 2K, I do believe that every single archetype definitely has to be looked at from all angles. Whether or not you're a defensive build, I believe that's still going to be something that should be taken into account. And with these 7 badges, I think it wraps up this build perfectly. Now as for the takeovers, we get the shot creating, sharpshooting, playmaking, and this makes up perfectly to be like a Stephen Curry build. So the first one that I would pick to be most like him, of course, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to go with limitless range. Now the second one, you have a few different options. I like ankle breaking shots and also pull-up precision. Negative impact definitely seems like the one most fit. And as for the playmaking, I don't think any of these are going to be necessary. But for my best interest and to have the most fun with this build, I would really go with ankle breaking shot. Now this may look different from your end, but let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that we made the build correctly. And if you followed along every single step of the way, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see, together, we have created the Easter egg Chef Stephen Curry build in NBA 2K23, and this is definitely going to be my dream 2K24 build and what I'm looking to make as a template going into the new year. Now let me know down below, out of a point guard build in NBA 2K24, what are you looking to get out of it, and is this something that you're looking to make? Now once this build is maxed out completely, gonna change the game as far as for the finishing, of course. The playmaking and shooting is definitely out of this world, and I think the defense is perfect enough to hold our own. Now if you are still watching and supporting, I just want to say thank you so much. More so than anything, thank God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.